Welcome to Whiteboard Friday. This week, looking at Budget 2016 and the question, why do we tax some stuff and not others? An interesting question coming out of Budget 2016 because, as you'll all know, we had a hike in cigarette taxes. So cigarettes, of course, cause enormous damage to our health. About 1 in 2 people die some 15 years earlier due to smoking. Quite a major deal there. And the tax on cigarettes has gone up in an effort to push smoking rates down even further. The tax on cigarettes has gone up even further. It's currently somewhere between 70 and 80% of the cost of most cigarettes or tobacco, and it's going up by a further 10% each year. So they think an average pack that's now $20 by 2020 will cost around about $30. So this is a mammoth tax hike that's really gone into cigarettes in Budget 2016. And like I said, it's designed to try and push smoking rates down. We know that the more the tax goes up, the less people smoke. And if we're moving towards a smoke-free society, if that is our ultimate game, then taxes are going to be probably the best way of getting there. But isn't it interesting that we're so hard on cigarettes but not on other areas? After all, actually, some evidence suggests that we are already taxing cigarettes at a far higher rate than the damage that those cigarettes cause. So particularly when you take into account that sure, people who smoke more likely to die earlier and cost the health system a lot more, but they save us a lot in superannuation. It's a good thing to remember. Actually, the negative externalities of smoking, now that it is banned in most inside locations, the negative externalities of smoking are actually less than the amount that we tax it. And that is definitely not the case for other stuff. As we've talked about quite a lot, junk food's a pretty good example. So actually we know that junk food now kills more people than cigarettes, but the tax rate on junk food is 0. For alcohol, it's a bit higher, somewhere between 25 and 30%. And of course, there's some questions about whether we're really picking up the full damage that alcohol does through a taxation. And then, of course, another great example from Budget 2016 was carbon prices. So we've finally seen the government get rid of its temporary subsidy on carbon prices, which was a 2-for-1 deal. You hand over a credit for 1 tonne of emissions and it's worth 2 tonnes. It has been up until now, and the government's going to slowly phase that out over the next few years. But of course, the price on carbon is still only $15 a tonne. That's really the impact of successive government policies over the years. And no matter what happens, the government has kept the upper limit on the price of carbon at $25 per tonne. But actually, plenty of studies have shown that the damage that carbon dioxide does is far greater than that. So we aren't taxing the full damage that carbon does. These studies tend to show that the full damage of carbon that's pumped into the atmosphere right now is around about $60 per tonne. So that is far higher than the current price, 4 times the current price of $15 per tonne. And if we are really to achieve the 2 degrees target that our politicians say that is important to prevent dangerous climate change, however you define that, then actually some estimates suggest we need a carbon price now of at least $60 per tonne. Some estimates say that that price will by 2030 be as high as $200 a tonne. So you can see quite clearly in Budget 2016, some things are arguably overtaxed and some things are almost definitely undertaxed.